All right, there are 2 Monday night games as usual in week 1. The first one is Steelers at the Giants. This line opened up Steelers -3.5. Tons of public action on the Steelers has driven this line up to 6. So who do you like in this game?
Okay, I like this a lot more knowing that line has moved that much, but I'm on the Giants here. I thought this felt like a bit of a trap because I do think the Steelers are a little bit better than the Giants on paper, just because they're more proven, especially on defense. And the offensive side of the ball, I think if Ben Roethlisberger is healthy, they're relatively even. But a couple things have come to light. You told me that David DeCastro is likely not to play week 1, so that's a big impact on the Steelers' offensive line. And I think that the Giants defense, their strength is on the line, so they'll figure out a way to slow down the run game and make Big Ben beat them through the air. And I just think that the Giants offense is a lot better than people are giving them credit for. Like, they have 3 legitimate receivers, a great tight end in Evan Engram, who should be healthy, hopefully for this game. And then Saquon Barkley should be able to take a lot of pressure off Daniel Jones. All of this game is going to come down to, can Daniel Jones not turn the ball over? Can he get the ball out of his hands quick enough to avoid interceptions and fumbles? I think with an offseason of work behind him, the answer should be yes. I don't know if the answer will be yes. But if we're getting 6 here, I think this game's going to be closer than people think. I think this could be a field goal game. So I'm on the Giants. I originally said I wasn't going to bet this game, but now I think I'll be on them for 2 units. I could totally see the Steelers winning this one, but I don't think it's going to be by like a massive margin. I think this is going to be pretty close.
Yeah, I think so too. I love the Giants this year. I bet them to win the Super Bowl at 100 and was it 15 or 120 to 1 odds or something like that. I don't think they'll win it, but I love the value, and I think they have a good chance of winning the division. I think they were 18 to 1 to win the division. It's a horrible division, like, first of all, but I think the Giants are one of these teams with a second-year quarterback that normally have success that people don't anticipate. And I think Daniel Jones is going to be a lot better this year. I really like him with his receiving core is very good. Shepard, Slayton, and Tate, and then you have Evan Engram, who's going to be injured at some point, but he's healthy now. And then Saquon Barkley was injured for most of last year, even though he played. But he's going to be 100% now. The Giants improved their secondary. They added James Bradbury. They still have a very good defensive line, and they were underrated against the run last year. They were very good against the run, especially after they got Leonard Williams. So, I think the Giants should be able to stop the run. I don't know if they can stop the pass, though. I mean, even despite the Bradbury signing, if Roethlisberger is 100% healthy, like he was a few years ago, that could be problematic because they have Juju Smith-Schuster, who I love, and then they have Deontay Johnson, who I think is going to have a big year. They have Eric Ebron, should take advantage of the linebacking course. So the Steelers have a ton of firepower, but if Roethlisberger is not 100%, then the Giants should be able to win this game, I think, especially with David DeCastro out. That's huge. DeCastro, arguably the best guard in the NFL. So not having him is going to weaken the Steelers offense. I don't think people realize that. This line hasn't moved. In fact, it's moved up. So people don't take offensive linemen into account. The Steelers can survive without just DeCastro, but I don't think they're going to be as good. So I think this line's too high. I made it -1 just because I'm so good. I'm so bullish on the Giants. But the computer model has the Steelers at -5, so we're still getting decent value, or at least some value with the Giants. So I like the Giants here. I have them for 3 units. I think that might be a little too high, but I'm basing that on how bullish I am on the Giants this year. So I'd be surprised if this is a blowout.
Yeah, I think we're going to learn a lot about the Giants in this game. If they lose big to the Steelers, I think we're going to have to reassess on them. But I don't see that happening. I do think this is going to be a close game. I also think this is one of the tougher games on the Giants' schedule, so hopefully they'll be amped up for it enough. They are playing with a first-year head coach, which worries me to an extent, but maybe he can get them motivated and say, hey, guys, this is going to be a really tough game for us, but we can do it. So it'll depend on how Joe Judge does as a coach, but this is probably one of the games I'm most interested in on the slate, because I think it's going to tell us a lot about the Steelers and the Giants, 2 teams that I think are both playoff contenders this year.
Kind of an enigma because we haven't seen Roethlisberger play healthily in 2 years. With the real quick on the first year head coach thing, That doesn't bother me as much about Joe Judge because the Giants basically have the same roster they did last year. Like it's most like they really haven't made that many changes. Like they added Bradbury, obviously Andrew Thomas instead of Nate Solder, but like Jones is still there, the receiver's still there, running back's still there, defensive line mostly intact, edge rush mostly intact. That's why this doesn't bother me as much. Like maybe it does play a factor. Like maybe that does bother the Giants, but that's why I'm mostly okay with the Giants. So all right, last